Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. Now going to do pages 3 through 5 homework. This is day 2's homework. So we'll start off with identification of ionic versus covalent. Remember, ionic is just metal and non-metal, and covalent is non-metal, non-metal. Alright, so as we go through, keep that in your mind and make it easier. So start with number 1, Be. So Be is a metal. How do I know? Well, Be is right here. And anything in group 2 is always a metal. So I don't have to go any further. It's a metal. I'll just call it an I. If I scroll down to number 4, CO2, well, C is over here. O is over here. They're on this side of the staircase, so anything on this side is always non-metal, and it's covalent. So I'll just put a little C right there. Let's flip over here. CBr4. So C, once again, is in the non-metal section. Br also is. So that's a covalent. And jump over here to Al2S3. Well, Al is aluminum. You probably know that because of foil or cans, or if you've flown on an airplane. The airplane, it's made of aluminum metal. So that's an I. N2O4. Well, there's N, there's O. Both non-metal. You got it. It's a C. Look right here. IF7. So I is iodine. F is fluorine. So, yeah, it's a C again. And Ca, ClO, blah blah blah. Ca, you know that's calcium. Hopefully you know that that's in group 2. Because it's in group 2, it's a metal, and therefore it has to be an I. Right, so those are pretty easy. You can get those knocked out quickly. Now we have a chart here. This will be in your notes. I'll go through these just real fast because we need them down here on the bottom. So 1 is mono. 3 is tri. Hopefully you try to get this done. 4 is tetra. Like a tetrahedral. Think about math. Triangle, tetrahedral, 3-sided, 4-sided. Penta, like the Pentagon. It's a 5-sided building in Washington, D.C. Hexa, hepta, octa, or oct, non, deca, and I'll throw 2 more in here. 11 is called iso deca, and 12 is called do deca. There's your extra credit opportunity. 5 extra points. Tell your teachers. Alright, so we're going to jump down here at the bottom. We're writing covalent compounds. Covalent compounds, very simple. Do not try and get this mixed up. All you're going to do is first off find the first element, so carbon. I'm going to write carbon, the element C. Then I have bromine, so I'm going to write bromine, Br. Then all I do is whatever the prefix is in front, that number goes at the bottom. CBr4, done. Carbon tetrabromide. Jump down here to number 3. So I'm going to write the first element. First element sulfur, S. Second element's chloride, so that's Cl. And then there's that di in front, 2. See how easy these are? Oh yeah, stoichstatically easy. Number 8, phosphorus. So P. Next one, you can't really read it, but it's nitride. So nitride is N, and it says mono. Mono. Mono's 1. So because it's 1, I don't have to write anything. It's understood. Let's do our last one. We'll do this one. So here we have heptabromide and monochloride. So first thing, bromine. And there's a hepta, so hepta's 6. Chloride, and it's a mono, so it's just 1. We're going to leave it alone. So that's page 3. Oh, that was easy. page 4. Alright, now we're going to name these suckers. So first off, we'll start with number 18. Name the first element. So call him nitrogen. First element's name doesn't change. Never change its ending on that first one. Second element, just like in ionic compounds, you're going to change the ending of it. So it'll be oxide. You have that little 2 right there, so throw the prefix in front, di. A little 5 right here, throw the prefix in front, pentoxide. Alright. Jump down here, let's do number 23. So, first element, we'll name it. Well, it's chlorine. How do I know? Because the periodic table told me so. Next element's oxygen. Remember, because it's bonded, it's oxide. You always change the ending on the second element. We have a 2 with the chlorine, so we'll call him di. And we have the 7 with the oxygen, so we'll call him a heptoxide. Jump over this other side. Let's do a couple of these. Oh, let's do number 27. So we have an F. So remember, fluorine. Never change the ending on the first one. We have a Cl, so he's chloride, because we have to change its ending. And then because he's a 5, pentachloride. There's an A in there. Can't write. Last one, we'll jump down here at the bottom. Woo, this is one that's close. Gotta be careful with him. SES, because he does look like an ionic bond, but he's not. So Se is selenium. S is sulfide. And because there's no numbers, we have to put an ending on a prefix on the second element, always in covalent naming. So it's selenium monosulfide. Okay, so always have to show a prefix on the second element, regardless if there's a number there or not. Okay, last one down here. So here we're going to classify some properties. So if you have 2 blanks, obviously it can be multiple things. High melting point. Well, let's think about this. So what melts? What's hard to melt? Like, you think about salt. If so, example, I give you salt, sugar, and a piece of aluminum. Okay, which one of these is hard to melt? Salt's hard to melt, and so is the aluminum. Low melting point. Well, which one's easy to melt? Well, the sugar is. Yeah, sugar, honey. Easy to does not dissolve well in water. Well, does salt dissolve well in water? Yes. Sugar? Yes. So this case, sugar, we're going to talk about that. Aluminum? No. So we know it's metal. Okay. Typically, your covalent compounds do not dissolve well in water. Typically. Sugar is an exception to the rule, but typically it's covalent compounds. Last one, transfers electrons. Well, if it transfers, it's going to give from here to here, and that is ionic. The rest of those, use your notes. Okay. Last page today is page 5 on this homework. So far it's been so easy. Page 5 is just a mixed review, so you can have some ionic, some covalent. So let's go through a couple of these questions. So number 3, I have an F and I have a Cl. Well, F and Cl are both here, so this is covalent. So remember, if it's covalent, you're going to name the first element, name the second element, but change its ending. Now you have to go back and put the prefixes. So trifluoride, tetrachloride. Okay, but if you jump down to like number 5, CO2O3, well, CO, where's find CO? We know O is a non-metal. CO, oh, there's CO. So CO is a metal. And is it in group 1, 2, or 13? Nope. So it needs a Roman numeral. So let's figure this all out now. So we have CO, we have O, We know oxygen is always -2, so that's where that 2 comes from. If you watched video 1, I told you that the 3 is always going to be the charge of the metal. So it's +3. Now I'm going to name the elements. So CO is cobalt, O is oxide, and because it's not in group 1, 2, or 13, it has to have the Roman numeral for its charge, so it's 3. Let's do number 9. So we have Fe2CO3. Okay, so I forgot to put that's ionic. So Fe is iron. If it's iron's a metal, we know that, so it's ionic. So let's figure out the charges. FeCO3. So that 2 right there, this CO3, because it's in parentheses, we can look it up. We can look it up, and we'll look it up. Oh look, it has -2 charge. Oh my goodness. So then it's -2. So that 2 must come from there. So that 3 must be the charge of iron, +3. See how easy that is? That's a 3, +3. So now, name it. Iron, CO3 parentheses is called carbonate. And it's a +3 charge, so Roman numeral of 3. Good dealio. Jump number 13. NO. Oh. Don't tell me no. 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 Both non-metal. Must be, you got it, covalent. Name your first element. Name your second element. And then remember, what you have to do on your second element is you have to have a prefix. So because there's no number there, it's going to be monoxide. Okay? Alright. Let's look at number 17. We have As2O4. Okay. Oh, so this one's kind of difficult because that As is right there on that staircase. Remember that this is a metalloid, and it can sometimes have properties of both. But it's going to be named we're going to treat it as a covalent bond. Okay? It's not really a strong metal properties. So we're going to treat it as covalent bond. So As, here's the other way you know it's not ionic. If it was ionic, remember we would have reduced these numbers down. We didn't reduce them down, so it has to be treated covalently. So As is arsenic. Oxygen, you know, is oxide. We've been talking about that for a long time. You have a 2, so di. You have a 4, it's tetraoxide. Alright, so those are easy breezy, fresh lemon squeezy. You can do those. Hot diggity dog. We'll do number 16 just for fun. So Na, well, Na hopefully you know by now is sodium. Well, how do I know? Well, it tells me right here. Periodic table told me so. So it's sodium, it's in group 1, it's a metal. Metal means it's ionic. So name it. Because it's in group 1, no Roman numerals. Yay for us. PO4. Jump over here. PO4, it's in parentheses, so it has to be right here. PO4 is called a phosphate ion. Sodium phosphate. Good. Go down here at the bottom, we're going to write formulas. So remember, we need to do the 2 steps on ionic. So this is an ionic example. So we'll do disulfur trioxide. Because it's di and tri, you know this is covalent. So simply write the symbols, write the numbers for the prefixes, and you're done. S2O3. Poop, there it is. Poop, poop, there it is. Alright. Ammonium sulfate. So ammonium is a weird one. Ammonium is the only positive polyatomic we have. Okay, so he's kind of a weirdo. And his charge is NH4 plus 1. Sulfate, he's also on the list. The 8 tells you it's not just a single element. SO4, -2. So now what's going to happen is these are going to have to cross charges. Just rewrite them over here for fun and excitement. 2 goes there, 1 would go out here, but we don't write the 1. Okay, this one here, number 19, you have dinitrogen and nona fluoride. Well, must be covalent because you have di and nona. So nitrogen, fluorine, di, nona. Look, see how easy it is? Alright, so that's all the homework for day 2, pages 3 and 5. Good luck, get her done. It's not that hard. Actually, let's do one more. My bad. Let's jump over here. I'll do copper acetate, copper 2 acetate. So, that Roman numeral is important. First off, figure out what the symbol for copper is. Copper is Cu. Alright. That tells you the charge of copper, so it's plus 2. Acetate, because the 8, that means you're going to have to look over here. 8 acetate, there you go. C2H3O2 -1. And then your 2 and your 1 are going to flip. So Cu. I'm just going to rewrite this stuff out. That 2 is going to go over here to the outside, and your 1 would go right here, but you don't write a 1. Alright, so that's it. Not doing any more. You do it yourself. Good luck. Have fun.